Born in San Miguel Nepantla, Mexico, Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz was a trailblazer for women's rights and a revered literary figure. Her comedies, rich with humor and wit, challenged societal norms and hold significant relevance within the context of gender dynamics in 17th-century Mexico. Debuting on October 4, 1683, during a celebration for the birth of the viceroy's son, Pawns of a House, Los Empinos de una Casa, revolves around two couples whose love is thwarted by fate, embodying the classic comedy of errors. Central to the narrative is Dona Leonor, a strong-willed woman who boldly expresses her desires, challenging the rigid gender roles of her time. This work is celebrated as a pinnacle of late Baroque Spanish-American literature, renowned for its intricate portrayal of marital intrigue and the evolving dynamics of urban life. Premiering on February 11, 1689, Love is but a Labyrinth, Amor es más Labyrinto, draws on Greek mythology, specifically the tale of Theseus and the Minotaur. Sor Juana reimagines Theseus as a Baroque hero who embodies humility rather than pride. This play reflects her skillful use of myth to explore themes of love and destiny, showcasing her innovative interpretations of gender and power. Scholars, including Julie Greer Johnson, highlight how Sor Juana used humor to subvert negative portrayals of women in traditional comedic narratives. By employing laughter as a tool for social critique, she questions male superiority while affirming women's voices and agency. In addition to her dramatic works, Sor Juana was deeply engaged with music. She explored musical notation in her writings, reflecting a keen interest in the intersection of sound and meaning. One notable piece is her villancico, Marda, la de los Primores, preserved in the archives of the Guatemala Cathedral. Her poetry often incorporates musical elements, revealing her belief in the power of sound. In one villancico, she articulates the relationship between divine and earthly notes, suggesting a harmony that transcends the physical. Property is of nature. That between God and man mediates. And the skies B flat. Alongside the B sharp of the earth. This emphasis on sound contrasts with the visual, often patriarchal themes in her work, creating a space for a more feminine perspective. Sor Juana's writings extend beyond poetry and drama into a passionate advocacy for women's intellectual rights. In her letter Autodefensa Espiritual, Spiritual Self-Defense, penned in 1690, she boldly defends her right to pursue knowledge and critiques the limitations placed on women. But who has prohibited women private and individual studies? Do they not have a rational soul like men? This confrontational tone underscores her commitment to challenging societal norms and advocating for educational equality. Her work is often viewed as proto-feminist, with scholars like Rachel O'Donnell emphasizing her unique position in colonial Mexico, where education was predominantly reserved for men. Sor Juana's impact on literature and feminist thought remains profound. Octavio Paz played a pivotal role in reviving interest in her life and works, interpreting her writings within the historical context of New Spain. He argues that her decision to enter the convent was a means to gain autonomy and intellectual freedom in a restrictive society. Translations of her works continue to proliferate, with various scholars contributing to a deeper understanding of her legacy. Despite facing criticism from the church and societal pressures, Sor Juana's writings inspire modern readers and feminist scholars alike, establishing her as a foundational figure in both Latin American literature and the fight for women's rights. The former convent of St. Jerome in Mexico City served as the backdrop for Sor Juana's significant literary contributions, particularly her comedies. Scholars emphasize how she used humor to challenge rigid gender roles and critique the negative portrayals of women in traditional comedic narratives, often reinforcing male superiority. By embracing laughter, Sor Juana appropriated humor as a vehicle for social commentary on gender dynamics. Sor Juana's influence extends beyond her lifetime. The San Jeronimo convent, where she lived, is now the University of the Cloister of Sor Juana, established to honor her legacy. In 1995, her name was inscribed in gold in the Mexican Congress, affirming her status as a national symbol. Intertwined with both colonial and indigenous identities, Sor Juana's work resonates with contemporary discussions on gender, culture, and identity. Her connection to modern feminist movements, including ecofeminism and religious feminism, underscores her relevance in ongoing dialogues expresses about women's rights and empowerment. Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz for her profound literary contributions, especially in her comedies, poetry, and advocacy for women's education. A pioneering force in her time, she skillfully blended humor with social critique, challenging patriarchal norms and celebrating women's intellect. As we reflect on her enduring legacy, Sor Juana remains a vital icon in the discourse on gender equality and intellectual freedom. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again on Tuesday with another biopic.